I'm in the market for some clown makeup. If anybody's selling, I would like to very much paint my face like the absolute clown that I am, for always holding out hope for this game that I've played so long ago, and wherein Blizzard just continues to completely take the piss with its player base. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is going to come out later in this video. So let's talk about this a little. So today, as I'm booting up my computer, as you may or may not be aware, I've been casually playing through World of Warcraft Classic Season of Discovery. And, I just haven't had a whole lot of time over the last couple of days because at the end of the day, I do have 2 kids, it's an interesting thing because supposedly I would be the perfect person to sell this to, and I'm going to be the person that is going to be the most against this because I'm someone who has very limited time. As a matter of fact, over the last week, I've been terribly sick, so I've had even less time to play this, and I need the little time that I have available to me is usually spent with family. That's just the way that it goes. So today, as I boot up my computer, because I have Battle.net installed, it launches Battle.net, and boom! I get served with this nasty, disgusting ad that says, "Get the Dragonflight Raid Ready Boost!" Enhanced level 70 character boost includes immediate access to the latest content, raid ready level 424 gear, up to 20 renown with 5 major Dragonflight factions, first 5 dragon riding mounts unlocked, Dragon Isles catch-ups, flight paths, supplies, 30 slot bags, and more. And this is when people, you guys are going to go like, what the hell? So you basically just pay 60 euros to skip the game, but don't worry, you can pay 100 and you get 2 of these boosts. And so when I first saw this, I was like, number one, this is a noob trap in a lot of ways. Like if you're an experienced player who has a main character, and you're like, oh, I just want to roll a different tune and I want to see what it's all about, I can see this having some use. But if you're like a returning player, or if you're just like somebody who's never played World of Warcraft and you see the words Raid Ready Boost, you're going to look at this and you're going to think to yourself, oh, that means if I buy this thing, I'm going to have gear that is good enough to go and do raids. And if by doing raids you mean jumping into LFR, which by the way is already stupidly easy, and acquiring level 424 gear is also stupidly easy within the game, at least to my understanding. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but at least plenty of people told me earlier today that this is fairly easy to get. And from what I can remember, I actually logged into Dragonflight a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, I can probably gear up reasonably fast if I wanted to. Because like getting this gear is fairly easy. The renown and whatnot is just stuff that comes by playing the game. You don't even really need that as far as I'm aware. And the whole raid ready thing is, even if you have this gear, getting into anything that is not LFR, which LFR is like the matchmaking version of raiding, where basically 90% of the content is a tank and spank, and all you got to do is press a couple of random buttons and the bosses just fall over to the wayside because whatever. But if you're actually trying to join in a normal raid, or maybe a normal raid you might get away with, I don't actually know. But if you want to go to the real content, let's just say most groups are not really going to be like, oh yeah, sure, bring your level 424 gear that you got from your raid ready boost and join us. No, that's not going to happen. So in a lot of ways, this is a bit of a noob trap. In other ways, though, the biggest problem that I have with something like this is that it opens the door to straight up selling you powerful gear. Because you're going to get gear. And like I said, you can get this gear in the game fairly easy if you want to, but you can also just pay to get it. So they're selling you gear, and this is one of those boiling frog situations, which we've seen time and time again with World of Warcraft. You see, a couple of years ago, even the idea, a couple of years, probably a lot of years ago, even the idea of just selling a boost would be something the community would be like, what the hell do you mean, selling a boost? Are you insane? You know that back in the day we used to make fun of players that didn't know how to play by the time they got to max level? Because we would call them eBay tunes. These would be people that would actually buy characters on eBay. That's the way that people used to do it. They would just go on eBay, buy a character, and boom, Bob's your uncle. It was probably cheaper than 60 euros too. So the whole concept of you getting boosted to endgame is not necessarily a good thing unless, like I said, you're already an experienced player. And now you guys are like, so if this is okay for experienced players, why do you care? That's clearly the target audience, except it's not, because anybody can buy it. And a lot of people are going to fall for this raid-ready boost, and they're going to waste their money on this. But like I said, I don't even care. To be honest, if you waste your money on this, you fucking deserve it. I don't give a fuck about you. You're the one supporting this garbage-ass microtransaction bullshit, so you can get fucked for all I care. You can get robbed for all I care. It doesn't make any bit of difference to me because a fool and his money are easily parted, and that's you. But anyway, continuing onwards, the big thing that does upset me is the slippery slope, the boiling frog, the fact that they are selling you gear. And I want to make it perfectly clear to anybody, and I do mean anybody that accepts this, I hope you maintain that same energy when the next time Blizzard comes around and they're selling you best in slot. Because that's essentially what this does. It's always the boiling frog. They just turn up the heat just a little bit. First, it's like, oh, we just have this one mount that we want to put on the store. And it's like, oh, we just have this one pet that we want to put on the store. And now you go to the store, there's like friggin' hundreds of mounts in there that you can only get by buying them for real money. Hundreds of pets in there that you can only get by buying them for real money. Hundreds of transmogs in there that you can only get by buying them with real money. And you guys are like, Rurikhan, why do you care? Because the whole point of having a subscription-based MMO, let me make this perfectly clear, subscription-based MMO, that means you're paying every single month to pay this game, is to support the whole situation with the servers and the development costs and all of that stuff. And in the case of World of Warcraft, it's not even just a monthly subscription. It is a monthly subscription plus however much it costs you to buy an expansion. Now, plus the store. Now, plus the store, plus the character boosts. Now, plus the store, plus the character boosts, plus gear. Do you understand where this is going? I don't know if people are aware of this, but if you just play World of Warcraft and for that year you don't really need to buy an expansion, you're already paying $120 every year to play this game. $120. I want you to really just let that sink in. You're paying $120 for this game every single year. That's how much you are paying to ensure that Blizzard can carry on, developing content and providing you with additional stuff in the game and all of that stuff and maintaining their servers. When you let something like this go by, this is basically like, oh, they accepted this pretty easily, so, now we can just turn up the knob. See, this time it's 424 gear. Next time might be 450. Time after that might be best in slot. And by the time you get to the best in slot gear, that might be when some people in the player base are going to go like, wait a minute, this doesn't feel right. But guess what? There's not going to be anybody else there to protest this. Because you just accepted this. You accepted it. You're like, oh, no, this is fine. And you guys are like, what do you mean you accepted it? Clearly, nobody's defending this. Just look in the comment section of this video. You will 100% find a bunch of brain-rotted individuals that are going to be defending this practice. But you don't have to go that far. I can already show you. So naturally, as y'all always do whenever it comes to protesting this shit, I go onto Twitter and I was like, bro, I fucking quit. What even is the point? Just sell ahead of the curve while you're at it, or even cutting edge, which, by the way, you can buy ahead of the curve and cutting edge by just using the WoW token, exchanging it into gold, and then using that gold to buy yourself a carry, which is something that people most definitely do. I'm well aware of it. I'm just saying, let's just skip a couple of steps and sell the achievement. Why not? Just sell the achievement. Like, really, what's the difference? Who gives a fuck? Oh, or is anybody going to come out and be like, well, that just wouldn't be right. Well, if you accept this, you ain't got nothing to speak about. You got to shut the fuck up because you accepted this. Now, you guys see this post and you're like, okay, so clearly, Rurikhan, nobody defended this. Let's just be completely honest, right? Let me just move this one over here because stuff is out of order. Now we have this dude, he says, when I was close to ready raids I don't know, when I was close to raid ready, he was going to Old War or whatever. Raids demanded Old War gear to get into Old War raids. The community and design made it impossible to catch up if you weren't on time. Is it a shameless money grab? Yep. Will it help some that came in late though? Yep. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because 424 gear is not going to get you into any raid, above normal difficulty, at least in my opinion, if it even gets you into normal difficulty. I'm not saying that you need to. I'm saying that most players are unreasonable to the point where they're just going to ask way more powerful gear so that they can skip mechanics. That's the whole point. That's where the community has evolved into. It's just like, no, we got to skip mechanics. We got to play it like a tank and spank. So this is the same community that will tell like, oh, I want challenging fights. But then when they get the challenging fights, they're like, oh, but I want to have enough gear to bypass all of the mechanics and transform every fight into a fucking tank and spank. So, as you can see, this is already somebody saying, this is fine. This is going to help some people. This is fine. Then we have somebody else in here. I play the game because I enjoy it. If I want to also get a friend to play this, level boost would be perfect for us to instantly start playing together. So I don't know where the problem is. He doesn't know where the problem is. They're just selling you gear. He doesn't know where the problem is. 60 euros after you're already paying $120 or 120 euros a year just to play the game. This is fine. He doesn't know where the problem is. He wants to play all that content he can do. If not, buy it. He doesn't want to. The leveling experience should be fun enough that you don't want to do this. And to be honest, I actually think that in World of Warcraft for Dragonflight, the leveling experience is pretty good. So I don't even think that there's a reason to skip that, but whatever. People just want to skip through and get to the end game so that they can, just play the end game, I guess, which is like, I get it. A lot of you like the end game. There's a lot of content before that. That's all I'm saying. Now, continuing on, as you have 424 is like nothing. Alts can get that item level in a day. So it's like, it's fine because the item level is not that much, so it's fine. I think it's cringe, but in reality, it's not that bad. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the problem, is that people just passively accept it. It literally gives you just enough eye level to get into LFR. It's fine. It's fine. I particularly like this comment because I like to picture this person going like, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's okay. There's no problems. That's kind of like how I imagined this person was reacting to this. But no, it's fine. I don't understand your argument here. How is this pay to win? It is pay to win because Blizzard is selling you gear. They're selling you progression. That's why it's pay to win. But I know that a lot of people are like, it's pay for convenience. No, everything is pay to win. Just fucking stop. Just fucking stop. Just accept the thing, the nomenclatures that we've all settled on. It's pay to win. You're buying gear. And the interesting thing is, later down the line, I engaged with this person, and he actually says that he wouldn't be okay with Blizzard selling best in slot. Well, why the fuck are you okay with Blizzard selling 424? You shouldn't be okay with them selling it at all. You're paying 12 euros a month to play this thing. You're already paying out the nose for the privilege of playing this game. Why do you need to pay more? It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. I got nothing, bro. I got nothing. And then, again, I don't really mind it because firstly, it's when in an expansion you can buy it, which is at the end. Right now, maybe next time you can just buy it at the start from the get-go. I mean, why even do the content if you can skip the content? For me, a dad with 2 and the 2, this gives me a great catch-up mechanic to play at the very start of endgame. I really don't mind it. If you don't have time to play the leveling, you're not going to have time to learn the raids. You're not. You're just not. It's just not going to happen. But whatever. We all enjoy different aspects of the game. The grind is not why I play. I enjoy the lore. Sadly, how much of the lore is gatekept and raids. I have the odd hour every now and then to play. So the point, it always boils down to, I don't have time, so I don't mind paying more in order to not play the game. And it's just this, it's like, look, I don't have that much time to play World of Warcraft. I don't. I really wish I did, but I don't. I'm not a World of Warcraft content creator. I create content around World of Warcraft because somehow I still care about World of Warcraft. Even though I shouldn't, I still do. Because I spent way too long playing this goddamn game. And I don't have that much time to play it. Like, look, when it comes to creating content, the major bulk of my content is Monster Hunter and Dark Souls, which is another thing. I know that people are going to look at this video and it's like, oh, here comes Rurikhan, just like, being the merchant of negativity or whatever it is that people say nowadays, that you make negative videos just for views. And I want people to understand one thing, okay? Look at the amount of subscribers on this channel. And then go look at the amount of subscribers on my main channel. You think I'm making videos on this fucking channel for money? Does your brain work? Do you think these videos make me any decent amount of money that justifies the amount of time I spend in making them? No, they don't. If all I wanted was money, I would go to my main channel and pump out Monster Hunter videos every fucking day. That's what I would do. And if you look at my channel throughout the year of 2023, you're going to see there's not that many Monster Hunter videos on there because not a whole lot happened in Monster Hunter. That doesn't mean that I couldn't make content around Monster Hunter. I definitely could, and I could have been making a lot more money if I did. But I'm not that financially motivated. I'm happy making the amount of money that I'm making because I get to continue to do basically whatever the fuck I want. And that's the beauty of it. I do this because I fucking want to, because I think it's ridiculous, because I'd like World of Warcraft to actually be a decent fucking game instead of this fucking vehicle for monetization to extract every single dime they can off of you. And those of you that just passively accept this bullshit are actually the biggest part of the problem at this point. Look at what happened to Bungie. The community actually revolted and Bungie's like, whoa, 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 guys, don't get that mad. Don't get that mad. We'll fix it. We promise. They're all apologetic and shit. Blizzard's never going to do that. You know why? Because of people like you that just take this lying down and say absolutely fucking nothing and say, this is fine because it doesn't affect me. I can't wait for when Blizzard starts selling best in slot. I can't wait to see you keep that same energy.